Hello, Doms, subs, slaves, and kinky people all around the world. I'm Mistress Marley, your host, and welcome back to another episode of Domme in the City podcast. Give it up for the podcast, y'all. We are on episode 2 now. Once again, we are in my lovely home on the big pink couch, as I call her. Maybe I should give her a name like Big Pink Pussy Couch or something. I don't know. I'm gonna give her something real feminine because she just makes me feel so glamorous and feminine and powerful when I sit on her. But anyway, welcome back to episode 2 of Domme in the City podcast. So today we're gonna be talking about a lot of different things, right? So a lot of things have happened since episode 1. It's a new year. Let's give it up for the new year. I'm not into the whole new year, new me thing because new year, same me, still draining these motherfuckers' wallets, still taking their money, still being a boss, still being a baddie, still traveling the world, and still being the baddest Aquarius that you know. Speaking of, it's Aquarius season. Of course, I would drop this episode during Aquarius season. Guess who just had a birthday? This girl, January 26th. Yes. Shout out to my January Aquariuses because we are different than February Aquariuses. I just feel like February Aquariuses just go on with the Pisces. Y'all are a little just different. I love y'all though. My mom's a February Aquarius. I'm going home to see her this weekend in North Carolina. It is her birthday. Her birthday's on Valentine's Day. So she is a lover girl. And that is my best friend. So I will be going to see her. So New Year, birthday just passed. I celebrated in St. Martin with my best friends. So it was my closest friends and my little sister came, so I was so excited for that. That was my first time doing an out of the country birthday trip with my little sister there, and everybody absolutely loved her. She had such a good time. We had a good time. We did St. Martin, both the Dutch side and the French side. Y'all probably gonna get me, I'm country. Y'all probably gonna be like, it's not St. Martin, it's St. Martin. Is what I need it to be, what I want to call it. We also went over to Anguilla, which was fun as well. Just a good mix of good food, good vibes, great music, laughs. We dressed up as old people and did the rum tour. For those that have been to St. Martin, y'all know the rum tour at Topper's Rum Factory is amazing. That was my 4th time on the island, so I've been there a lot. I love the island. I actually have friends out there, which is great. I feel like once you make friends out of the country, you pretty much unlock the keys to a lot of different things. Also thinking about getting my citizenship over there because the USA is ghetto. I'm over United States of America. But yeah, your girl is 32 years old now, 32 and still looking good, still looking young, still looking fresh. I'm enjoying my 30s so much, y'all. My 30s just, it's a whole nother form of divaness. Like, I don't know if I just made up a word, but like, I just feel invincible. I ain't taking no shit from nobody. I mean, I never took shit from anybody anyway, but in my 30s, it's like, yeah, I really ain't got time for your shit, you know. So we will talk more about how I am feeling in my 30s. Oh, since we are talking about how I am feeling in my 30s just, you know, it's been coming in swinging, y'all. So over the holiday break, because I think my last episode was before Thanksgiving. Over the holiday break, I got a kidney stone. Went home to North Carolina for Thanksgiving. Woke up one day, back was hurting so bad. I'm thinking, oh, I just got gas or something from all the Thanksgiving food I ate. Y'all. Kidney stone, worst pain of my life, 1,000 out of 10 pain. And I'm someone that can take pain. And it hurt so bad. Literally was crying like a baby. Like when I got to the hospital, I was begging for the morphine. Like that's how bad I was in pain. Dealt with a lot of BS with doctors and trying to get everything straight. Ended up having a procedure here. So I had surgery, got the kidney stone out. I've had stones before. So this is like my second one, well, third one. It's genetic. My dad used to get them. But the ones that I had, I could like pass. I'm trying to get too graphic up here. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever. We talking about getting real or whatever on season 2. Usually I can pass my stones, but for some reason I could not pass this one. It was the worst. So ever since then, I have been drinking nothing but lemon water. Like, don't give me nothing but lemon water. I cut out a lot of stuff out my diet, like pork and beef and stuff that can cause stones. So that was a whole situation. My whole last of November to mid-December, like up until Christmas, I was out of commission. So I'm just glad to be back and glad to be popping. So let's get right into it, all right? So today's kinky word of the day is total power exchange, or as we call it in the industry, TPE. So let's read the Google definition of TPE. Total power exchange is a 24/7 BDSM relationship dynamic where a submissive partner relinquishes control over their life to a dominant partner, integrating these roles into all aspects of daily life. Unlike scene-based play, TPE involves deep ongoing negotiation of rules and boundaries, often extending to decisions regarding finances, routine, and personal conduct. So in my now going on 8 years of my Dom journey, both in FinDom and in Pro Doming, I have definitely participated in TPE. So I've had submissives that wanted me to tell them how they could spend their money, where they could spend their money, who they could spend their money with. They also want a structure on how to use their day-to-day, how to go about their free time. They just really want it to be taken control of. And with TPE, it's definitely something that I will say is not for everybody, and it definitely requires patience because it's not just a one-off session with a sub or a client where you're just doing the session, whatever kink it is, and then you're going on about your business. It's something that is ongoing, right? So most of the time it's something that is 7 days a week. Maybe it can even be something that's 24/7. I've done as far as 24/7. It can get exhausting. If you're not someone that has the time for that, I would say don't even entertain TPE. But if you're someone that has the time for it, if a sub approaches you with it, consider it. It's great. It's fun. It tells you a lot about yourself and the submissive. It tells you a lot about your patience with the submissive. Definitely builds a dynamic that can be ongoing and everlasting. But there's a lot of things that go into play with this, especially with ethics, consent, boundaries, all those different things. So that is the kinky word of the day, TPE. If you've ever done TPE before, comment on the YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment in the comments. If you're watching on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, drop a comment in the comment box if you've ever done that before. All right. So let's get into today's episode. So today's episode is all about why powerful, wealthy men crave domination. This is a question I get all the time from my vanilla friends, right? So I have a lot of vanilla friends. I want to say 90% of my friends are vanilla and 10% are kinky. My best friends from college are vanilla. Close friends that I've met in New York are vanilla. I am completely fine with vanilla people. I'm not one of those people where I feel like I have to have kinky friends. Like, no, like sometimes I want to talk about regular shit. Like majority of my life is kink and educating and all those different things in this sexy world, spicy world. Sometimes I just want to be with the vanilla people, okay? And for those that are listening, vanilla does not mean white. It does not mean white. Vanilla just means non-kink, all right? The regular folk, as I like to call them. So a lot of my vanilla friends usually ask like, why do CEOs and why do these powerful men and these athletes, and because I have athletic clients, I've had them before. I've had celebrity clients as well due to NDAs. I can't say who. Those that have been following my journey have seen little things and how I've talked about it or whatever. But they always ask like, why do these men want to submit to you if they can pretty much have anyone they want because of their money? Like they can have a woman and the woman can be submissive. Like why do they want to come to you and truly be dominated by you? There's a lot of different reasons why. Right? One of the main reasons why is because look at me. If we're going to be vain, y'all. I mean, I'm attractive, right? Who doesn't want to serve an attractive, beautiful, dark-skinned woman like Mistress Marley? But another reason is because you have to understand a lot of these men, right? So let's talk about CEOs of companies. A lot of them are used to their day-to-day being in charge of other people, telling people what to do, telling people how they want things to be done, being in control of an entire company, pretty much calling the shots day in and day out. They always have somebody reporting to them. For them, that can become exhausting after a while, right? So you have a lot of men that want to relinquish that power. We just talked about that in the TPE definition. A lot of men want to relinquish that power because they want to feel quote unquote small, right? They want to feel like they're not in control. They want to feel like they don't know what's going to happen next. They want to feel like that they are completely submitting. And for a lot of them too, it's the thrill of the taboo for them, right? So like a lot of them have this thing in their head where they're like, oh my gosh, what if my close friend finds out about this? Or what if all my employees find out that I'm really submissive? Or what if my family finds out that I'm really submissive and I'm kissing feet and I'm getting degraded and slapped and humiliated and all these different things and just being completely submissive? A lot of them have that thrill of that in their mind and they chase that thrill. And that's why they come to pro doms like me to chase that, right? And the reason why I like having these dominant, well, in their everyday life, dominant CEO type, athletic type, celebrity type clients that you would never expect to be into this is because when they come to me, they are so stripped down, like not nudity, but they're so stripped down that I get to see them at their most vulnerable moments. And I look at them and I say, you probably boss people around all day. You're probably rude. You're probably mean. You probably don't care what's going on. And now look at you at my feet. Now I'm doing that same thing to you. So it's kind of like a little justice thing for me. Like, oh, You want to be controlling at work and control all your employees, and or you this celebrity that's known to be an asshole or whatever on social media and pop culture. Now I'm going to be an asshole to you. Now you get on the ground, right? And they absolutely love it. And the thing I like too is that when they approach me, I've had celebrity clients that think, oh, well, I'm a celebrity, so she's going to be shocked when I'm talking to her and she's going to be starstruck. I don't care. There's only one person, one celebrity in this universe that I would probably be starstruck over very shortly, very quickly before I got it together. And that's Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles Carter. All right, that's it. But there's no other celebrity, like these male celebrities that think they are so just hot shit because they have all these fans and they're these heartthrobs, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. When they come to me, it's still straight up business. I don't give special privileges because they're a celebrity. They get talked to just like the other men that hit me up. I let them know, these are my kinks and fetishes. This is what I offer. Deposit due. This, that, and that. These are my boundaries. Don't think you can talk to me anyway. Don't think you can talk to me at any time of the day because I have boundaries on that as well. And I just get straight into it. And that's the mindset I keep because these men are not special. They're not. No man is that special. None of them. Should I say that again? No men are that special. And this brings me to another point that I want to add in. When I say men aren't special, they're not that special. They're not special to the point of how I see some women submitting to them and pretty much losing themselves within them, right? So when I have students, for example, because I teach about sugar baby dating as well, not as much as I used to because I came into the femdom world and that's more my speed, but I used to be a sugar baby. I used to be an ambassador for Seeking Arrangements, y'all. That's another topic for another podcast episode. But my students sometimes will say, Mistress Marley, when you go to these places where wealthy men are, how are you not nervous to speak to them? How do you know what to say? How do they not intimidate you? Because they're human. They eat and shit just like me, just being frank. There's nothing that a man has that I can't do for myself, right? So there's nothing where I look at a man of wealth and be like, oh, let me make sure I'm like this and like this, because if not, he might not want to talk to me. It's a privilege to talk to me. I'm going to just say that. That's how I feel about it. Why should I be intimidated by another human being? I am not intimidated by anybody on this earth. I'm not scared of anybody on this earth. What's for me is for me. I'm not about to sit here and change myself to try to be different for these wealthy men. I'm myself. It's an honor to talk to me. I'm going to carry the conversation the same way. I'm going to talk like this. I don't change my voice. I'm still country Mistress Marley. When I go out, I'm still myself. And I think that's what attracts these wealthy men to me and my power, because they see I'm not bowing down to whatever you got going on. I'm not about to change who I am at the possibility of getting some money, because at the end of the day, remember, y'all, it's a possibility. Unless the money is in your bank account, it is a possibility. But let me not go on a tangent on that. But when it does come to these celebrity men, I am that way. Like, I'm just like, even the athletes, even the CEOs. Okay, you might got all this money, you might got this power or whatever power you think you have. I don't care. It doesn't matter with me. Here's Mistress Marley's protocol. Also, finance in my life gives them pleasure, right? So when we talk about Domme branding online, and, a lot of newer Doms come in and say, what should I be tweeting about? What should I be talking about? I don't want to scare the submissives away. Can I talk about my personal life? I always say, talk about your personal life and your branding, right? Not too much to where you're giving away really personal information, identifying information, because still in this industry, we want to make sure we're being safe. But talk about your interests and hobbies and interests that if you talk about them, you don't mind that they're out there, right? So you don't mind letting your subs know that you love painting, or you love salsa dancing, or you love sewing, whatever it might be, doing hair, doing nails, whatever it might be, right? I like to talk about these things because it gives submissives even more incentive to send to me, because now they see where their money is going. Now, at the end of the day, whatever a sub sends to me, I'm spending on whatever I want to spend it on, right? So if I have on my throne $500 for a utility bill, whatever it might be, if I want to spend that on going out to eat at a fancy restaurant or putting it in an investment account, whatever it is, that's my business, right? But when these subs see certain things, they want to send money for it. So I travel a lot. Those that follow me on social media, I love to travel, right? So like last year, I went to so many different places. I went to Greece, Colombia. Where else did I go? St. Martin, all these different places, right? So I love to travel a lot. And I talk about my travel a lot. I talk about the food I'm eating when I'm traveling. I talk about the places I go, the clubs I went to, the culture, all those different things. And as I'm on these trips, subs are steady sending me money. So they're sending me money while I'm on this trip. If I say, oh, going out to the club, pay for shots for me and my girls, or pay for my drinks, or pay for my dinner, or I want to go to this museum or whatever it might be, pay for it. Subs will send that money as I'm saying that, right? So they send to my Cash App, my payment methods, whatever, in real time. Because when they finance my life, it gives them purpose. It makes them excited. Like, oh, I'm really financing all these things. I'm just a walking wallet for her, which you are. You're my walking wallet for those that are listening. For the subs that are listening that send to me already, because I know you are listening because you love me and you're obsessed with me. Yes, you are my walking wallet. So they love to see where their money is going. So don't be afraid to talk about the things that excite you, right? Maybe eventually, maybe you want to start your own business. Talk about the business you want to start. Crowdfund for it. You can crowdfund with subs. Crowdfund for it. Get some money for it. Have them invest in it. Have them be an investor. I've also had subs that were investors in my companies before. I have technology subs that have invested in a lot of my technology and things that I use for my businesses. So always talk about your interests. Right? You don't always have to be so cut and dry dominatrix. Oh, send me money. You know, we talk about that all the time. I've talked about it before in a lot of different episodes and just in a lot of different courses. Be interesting. Be interesting. Show your personality. Who are you? Because you're more than just a dominatrix online. You're more than just a kink dispenser. Talk about who you really are, because the subs love to finance that stuff. And they also feel like they're closer to you, right? So like a lot of people, we know people have parasocial relationships now. Like people want to feel like they're your bestie online and they know so much about you just from following your videos and your pictures and your TikTok and all these different things. Make them feel that way. Whatever makes them feel close to you without being too creepy and too stalkerish and giving away too much, make them spend them dollars. All right. Make them really finance you. All right. Also, they have a lot of hidden fantasies that they don't feel safe with sharing with other people. Right. So like, for example, you have a lot of subs that want to be blackmailed. I personally don't do blackmail. The only way I do blackmail is through blackmail fantasy on like the clip sites, right? So I'll talk about like, I'll do a little acting scene of me blackmailing whoever's watching. But the actual blackmail where they come to me and they want to give me their social security number and their mama phone number, I don't do all that stuff. But a lot of subs in Fandom have that fantasy of blackmail. And they can't just go up to their friends or family members or whoever and be like, hey, y'all, I got a blackmail fantasy. They'll be laughed at. They'll be outcast. People look at them crazy. When they come to me, these CEOs and these athletes and all these things, it makes them feel good about themselves, right? So I had an athlete that, of course, I can't say any names, but I had an athlete that played football, and his fantasy was he loved to get on video calls with me and pretty much ride a dildo, right? He loved to play with dildos. He loved all of that. And when you saw him, if you were to see him in the street or on the field, you would never think it, right? And that's the beauty of kink, is that we never know what people are doing behind closed doors. But that was his fantasy that he would tell me. And over time, he got comfortable with doing that, because when we first started talking, it was more so just a financial domination thing, sending me money, just wanting to be humiliated and told that I, was being told that I owned him and all those different things. But as he got more comfortable with me, he shared that fantasy with me. So I would be we would be on a video chat. I'll be telling him how to do it. He would have one of the ones that stick on the wall, all of that. And he would just ride it to the high heavens, child. But he was comfortable with sharing that with me. So you just never know who's out there as a dominatrix. You never know who's watching your page, because, when he hit me up, I was like, oh, an athlete's following me. Didn't know that. When I've had other celebrities hit me up, and some of them don't even follow you. Please believe. Some of them don't want to be seen following sex workers or spicy content creators or whatever it might be, dominatrix. But they're watching. They're always watching. They're always watching. But a lot of these subs have those kinks and fantasies that they feel like they can pretty much share with us, right? And then also being overpowered by me makes them feel human. So when the subs on the floor in front of me, these wealthy subs in front of me, and I overpower them and I tell them to shut up and stop looking at me and to kiss the floor and to go stand in the corner and that you're nothing, all things that are consensual, of course. I always gotta put that disclaimer out there because somebody's dad is gonna come in these comments saying that I take advantage of men. Someone said that to me on Twitter today. It was like, I was talking about my legacy I left, and they were like, some legacy. You're taking control of men with low self-esteem. Like, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? But when I'm doing those things to them, they feel like they're human again, right? They feel like it's something within them that makes them feel out of control. It puts them in a position of maybe people that they've been in control over. It lets them see how it feels to be at the bottom. And especially if you have someone that's been at the top the whole time, they're always craving. Also, with these celebrities, not for nothing, a lot of them have so much access to women, right? They can have basic vanilla sex all day long. They can participate in basic vanilla dating all day long. But it's very rare that these Instagram models and people that they date are into kink or knowledgeable about kink or can professionally do certain kinks. So they come to people like me and they want to get their ass whooped properly. They want to be choked properly. They want to be humiliated. They want to kiss the floor. They want to be degraded, all these different things. And they can do that with me because I'm a professional. So wealthy men crave dominant women because it's everything that the patriarchy tells them not to be, right? So the patriarchy is always telling these men, you have to be in control. These women have to submit to you. She has to listen to you. She has to be there at your beck and call, right? But it's going against that. And they crave that. For a lot of them, it's the thought of, I'm doing something that is completely against who I show myself to be to these people. So, the dominant women out there that are controlling these men, these CEOs, these athletes, continue to do it because they definitely deserve it. They deserve to be kicked in the nuts and to be told that they not shit. Period. All right, y'all. So it's now time for my favorite segment, which is Submail, submissive mail. Woo, y'all know I do that every time. This is the portion where I read a message from a submissive mail that has been sent to me. So this message was sent through email on Proton Mail, and it ties right into the episode we're talking about today. Good morning, Mistress Marley. I've been watching you from a distance for a year and was nervous to approach out of fear of approaching wrong. I do not consider myself to be a submissive man, but I am a wealthy CEO who sometimes likes to relinquish my power in the presence of dominant women. I saw your Zelle listed on one of your websites and wanted to send you a gift. I am in the NYC area and would love to spoil you more in exchange for you telling me what to do with my money on a weekly basis. Please let me know if you received the tribute. Thank you. I did receive that tribute, y'all. That tribute was huge. It was like $5,000. And once again, as you can see, just like we talked about with the wealthy CEOs, right? He's a wealthy CEO. He doesn't consider himself to be submissive. That's what they always say. I don't consider myself to be submissive, but I do want to come to a pro dom and get on the floor in front of her and beg for her attention. And he said he wanted to relinquish his power just in the presence of a dominant woman. So remember, I talked about that, relinquishing power, feeling like they're in control and they just want to be out of control. And then also him throwing in there that he would love for me to tell him what to do with his money on a weekly basis. That's that TPE. So everything ties into what I was talking about earlier. And a lot of you will find that in the industry, these are not unique experiences. There are men always messaging doms for things like this. There are men always lurking, ready to do things like this. This is not a uncommon kink. There are men that want their finances controlled. So great submissive mail that I just had just then. That was really, really good. But yes, y'all, thank y'all again for listening to another episode of Domme in the City podcast. Also, got some things coming up. Y'all know I am the event queen. We have some goddess brunches this year coming up. Let's give it up for goddess brunch. Yes, yes, yes. For those that don't know, goddess brunch is my most popular event that involves dominatrix coming to have some wonderful brunch, actually dominate submissive men and network with each other. And you get to learn from me in person and you get to meet me. So the first one is March 14th in Philly. Then in April, we are going to Arizona. In June, I'm going to London, my first international one with Madam Caramel as a guest host / guest instructor. In July, Toronto. So never been to Toronto. Toronto will be another international. What am I saying? Another international stop. And then I'll be doing NOLA in July as well. And then in August, LA. So you can sign up for all these at my linktree.com/Mistress Marley. There's a Goddess Brunch application there where you can pretty much just sign up for all Goddess Brunches at once. Also, I am launching an app for the iOS and Android store for my spiritual store On Siren Ground. So for those that don't know, I do have a spiritual brand called On Siren Ground. You can find out more about that brand at Instagram.com/On Siren Ground. But I will officially be teaching my spells and rituals and all things that have helped me live this fabulous life that I'm living. I'll be giving the sauce, all those different things. You can learn everything from regular magic to hoodoo, using the different herbs, to manifestation and visualization, to just overall using your magic to better your life. And that app will be hopefully coming out this month. With App Store, with the Apple Store, you have to wait a while. They do a lot of different approvals and things of that nature. But yes, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Domme in the City podcast. You can listen to this podcast wherever you stream your podcast at. And for the full video, those of you already watching on YouTube, hi. If you're not watching, go on over to YouTube, youtube.com/official Mistress Marley, or just go to YouTube and type in Domme in the City podcast for you to see this full episode and see how fabulous I'm looking. Like, look at my outfits. Glittery, it's cute, got a little bit of cleavage going on. Hopefully YouTube don't flag me for it, but I don't think it's that bad. But thank you guys so much for listening to another episode, and I will see you next time, period.